All right, so we're doing some wedges today.
We are.
Tell me a little bit about your wedge game.
I would say, as far as my overall game, it's below where I think I should be.
Okay.
I hit a lot of wedges, at least locally. With how I hit a driver, I'm leaving myself with quite a bit of them.
Okay.
I don't think my proximity and my shots gained in the wedge space is great.
Okay.
But I make generally good contact, goes generally where I want it to go, but I'm not a stellar wedge player.
Okay. All right. How about iron player?
Better. Long irons, not great. Short irons are solid.
Okay.
Short irons is a good, I'm a strength, I would say.
Okay. So short iron's good, wedge is not so.
Full wedges, okay. It's when I get into the 3/4 wedges and a little bit less than full.
Okay.
That I lose a little bit. My tendency seems to be like I slow the body down and I pull it. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid to, on a short swing, really get after it, end up my arms outrace my body a little bit. I typically miss it left.
Okay. All right. Refresh me. Were you fitted for these or not?
No.
Okay.
Those are right out of the Quill Pro Shop.
All right. What do you normally hit from, say, 30, 40 yards, 50 yards? Is that a 60 or is that a...
Depends where the pin is.
Okay.
I typically 54. I think that's
pins in the center of the green, you have 40 yards.
Usually the middle wedge, sand wedge. I think that's bent to 55.
Okay.
Typically would prefer to hit it a little lower versus taking a bigger swing.
Okay.
I only hit 60 out of the fairway or on approach if the pin calls for it.
Okay.
If it's a front pin or it's somewhere where I need to carry it.
Okay.
But I don't, I guess, pitch and chip with my 60 hardly ever. Use it out of the bunker sometimes, and then just for more specialty around the greens.
All right.
But the 55 is the workhorse.
Okay. And 60 the bunker club.
Bunker and
short sides.
And yeah, some specific shots.
Okay. Are we sticking in the Vokey family or is it carte blanche or whatever?
Whatever.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to hand you this. I know you got a pitching wedge there.
Okay.
We're going to start there.
Okay.
All right. So what we're going to do here, Trevor, is we're going to take your 54.
Okay.
Have you ever hit off a live board?
Probably not since I was fit for those irons a couple years ago.
Okay. Did we do a live board?
I think we did, because my irons are, I think, a little bit flat.
Since this is kind of your
the gamer.
Gamer, but you're kind of your 30, 40, 50 yard shot, I'm going to ask you to hit one of those 40 yard shots.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, if you see the tee box here and you go kind of down the tee box into the flat land of the range,
yeah.
I want you to just kind of hit it in between how the tee box goes out and down and the flat part of the range. So it's roughly about 30 to 40 yards.
Where the ice is, kind of?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. In other words, not a full shot.
Got it.
I really want this going 30 to 40 yards.
Okay. It's a lot of pressure for a guy that's not great at that shot.
That's typical?
Yeah, probably.
All right. So, just kind of neutral. So what this is designed to do is this is designed to give you an idea of what type of bounce you need.
Okay.
So, are you steeper? Where you would be more in the front part? Or are you more neutral, which you're kind of neutral, or are you more of a slider, where it's more on the back part? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So being neutral, I'm just looking at, okay, what type of grind might we consider for this player?
Okay.
All right.
Makes sense.
And again, it's just kind of a starting point. Ideally, you're doing a wedge fitting, you're doing it outside. It's 30 degrees outside. We're probably not doing that. There's ice on the ground.
Yeah.
This allows me to be able to get a good starting point in here without being out there.
Yeah.
And you're also a little bit towards the toe side.
Yeah, so you can, I mean, the wear marks on my wedges are all towards the toe.
Yep. So let's borrow this or take this out of the equation for a second. Take this out of the equation. I'm going to build you one.
Okay.
And I want you to give me some feedback.
Okay.
Okay. In your irons are AMT S300s, white S300s, or X100s?
Yeah, the S300 white.
So we go a lot of different directions here. I'm going to choose to go this route, not necessarily because you're standing in the ping room here, but more because I think forgiveness-wise, maybe this helps a little bit. We're going to try something.
Okay.
And I just want you to hit kind of that same shot.
Okay.
Just hit a few of them, and I just want to see what happens. Target-wise, the machine itself is targeted at the striped pole.
The red and white?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Too far?
It's all right. So that first one you hit when we were on the live board, were you aiming a little left?
I think I was aimed a little more left than...
Okay. How's this look? How's this feel compared to yours?
I like the look of it.
Okay.
Feel-wise, I guess I can't tell a huge difference.
Okay. We're gonna do the same thing here. Before we hit, can't feel a huge difference, you said?
I guess feel is in just club head feel on the ball. I'll have to get back.
Or just the feel as you swing it. Does it feel any different? Any better, any worse, the same?
I would, similar.
Similar?
Yeah.
Okay. One more. One more, then we're going to grab yours again. Okay. Any thoughts on that one versus
The last one?
the last one?
I think feel-wise, I like that one more.
Okay.
I probably look-wise, I like the shape of the other one.
What did you notice differently with this one versus those two? Did you notice anything different?
The ball seems to be going left more.
Okay. So it seems to be going left more. The other part is it seems to be going higher.
Yes. It feels like the same swing. Like I don't think I'm not doing anything different. So,
and I would say, I mean,
it is going a little higher.
We have Ian back here filming. I would probably say the looks of the swing are very, very similar. You're doing the same stuff. It's just, there it is, left again. So what did I do differently? What do you think I did differently here versus there? Anything?
Maybe weight and lie.
Didn't change lie yet.
Just
Although I
the
think
grind,
lie
or
would
the
be
bounce.
important. Kept the bounce. Mainly just shaft.
Shaft.
I just went weight. I wanted it heavier. A lot heavier. Because if I'm good with my irons in the shorts, the short irons, the 8s, the 9s, pitching wedges, and now I'm going into a wedge, and now all of a sudden I'm not as confident with it. I tend to have more misses left. I'm listening to what you're saying. Well, it sounds like to me, we just need to increase the weight, and that would, because the weight in your pitching wedge, your T100 pitching wedge is 130 plus grams. Well, the weight there is only about 116, 17, 18. So if we get it into the 130 plus range, I don't think we're going to have the same issues.
Yeah, it appears that way.
So shaft's going to be a huge part of this. I mean, lie is going to be important too. Bounce is going to be important too. But I think for you, the biggest thing is going to be shaft.
Yeah.
Especially hitting those medium shots. So let's go back to this one for a second. And the reason I picked this one first, again, wasn't because of the ping thing. I just, from a forgiveness standpoint, I think it's going to be pretty forgiving, especially if you look at, you look at your wear mark. Your wear mark on your current club is certainly toe side. I want to have a wedge that I feel confident it's pretty forgiving out there.
Right.
I think that helps. I want you to hit a few full ones.
Okay.
But I definitely think, I know where the mark was when we did our wedge test. I definitely want to go a little flatter. I think that'll help.
Okay.
It's a little opposite where the mark was, but I still think that will help, especially if if our irons are that way. But I want to get some more weight, hopefully a little bit more forgiveness. How's that?
You asking me?
Yes.
I don't know. Felt good. Felt good.
Felt good?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a regular ball. So see how this one feels. And I don't care if you do a full swing here, you do a partial swing, whatever. Let's just see how this feels.
Felt good. Feels solid.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely like the weight.
Definitely like the weight.
Yeah.
Okay. Any wedges specifically you want to try? Okay. Because you had Vokeys in the past, I'm going to have you hit a Vokey with a heavier shaft in it.
Okay. I've only ever had Vokeys,
Okay.
not for any particular reason other than most people do.
Okay. Yeah, well, they're popular for a reason. They
Yeah.
tend to work.
Yeah. When I do it in full swing?
You can do hit a couple partial ones first, and then hit a couple full ones. So you hit a couple shots there, right?
Two.
Two?
Yeah.
Any thoughts there?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. No worries.
Nothing that jumped out.
Okay.
Like this is drastically different.
Okay, how about look there versus look here? I'll give them all to you.
Which one?
Because you made the comment about you like the look of the ping.
Yeah, is that what this is?
You like the feel of the Mizuno. I don't know how this feels in comparison to those two. I know it's only two shots, but you probably have at least some sort of idea.
Yeah, I actually don't.
Go ahead.
Look-wise, I actually don't love the Vokey.
Okay.
I'm the highest of out of these ones.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, look-wise, the ping is still so far the best looking one, at least visually.
Okay. What do you like or not like about the ping? If you can tell me.
What I not like about the ping?
What do you like or not like? I know you said you like the most, but
just the leading edge. I like the look of that, and just kind of where the hosel is shaped on it.
Sure.
I like a little bit of the lower. I don't know. It seems to have less of a toe. Like the shape doesn't come
sharper.
Yeah.
Okay. As opposed to more rounded.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably it so far.
Cool. No, that helps. That helps way more than you know.
Am I hitting this or just looking at it?
Just look at that one versus, and you could say, no, I still prefer the.
They're pretty similar.
Okay. Okay.
I do like with the the grooves and the face being a little bit different than the toe and the heel.
With this one?
With both. I mean, with both of them.
I was gonna say, so the TaylorMade itself has a raw face in its scoring lines. This part doesn't rust. This part doesn't rust. This will.
Okay.
And the sole doesn't rust. So it's really just the scoring line. So it accentuates the fact that it's designed to kind of stick out a little bit.
Yeah, I like the look. I don't know, probably still so far leaning on the ping look.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When you hit that, I say normal ball because it wasn't a range ball. When you hit that normal ball, did it give you a better sense of feel? And you're like, okay, actually this feels fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I think my initial thought, based on what you were telling me, that's where I would be leaning. Let's get a heavier shaft in there. Let's get maybe a touch flatter. I'm going to try that. That would be my thought.
Okay.
Again, especially seeing, where your tendency was. So I want to make sure I give you a wedge that's, I don't need to give you a game improvement wedge, but I'd like to give you a wedge that I feel is a little bit maybe more forgiving out of the toe. And I think that would help.
Yeah, I've got no shame and a little more forgiveness if it helps me hit it closer.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, Ping's done a lot. They've come a long way in their wedge designs. So,
as far as lofts, is that just a Trevor preference thing?
So right now you're
46,
50,
50,
55, 60.
Yeah.
Gapping wise, hitting. I know you tend not to hit your 60 full. So it's the 50 and 54. Do you feel like going 46 to 50 to 54, do you feel like your yardage gaps are the way they should be?
Yeah, because pitching wedge is probably 145 driving range. The 50 is 125 to 130. 55 is around 110 to 115. And then if I hit the 60 full, it's no more than 95 usually. Which I'll hit the 60 full, from 80 to 90.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I think maybe if I get something closer to a full swing that's at 105, maybe where the 100 shot becomes, a 90% swing. I feel like I get a lot of 100 to 110s, and that can sometimes 100 can be a funky distance because it's 70% of a sand wedge or 80% of a sand wedge, and too much to I don't want to swing hard on a gap or on a lob wedge.
So you said if you had to hit a full lob wedge,
90,
perfect conditions, flat, no wind,
95.
95's tops.
100, but wouldn't want to. It'd be too hard to control a spin.
So this is going to sound kind of funny, but have you ever considered carrying another wedge?
I mean, I've considered. I haven't I guess not giving it too much consideration.
What's the top end of the bag? So we got driver.
Driver, 3-wood. 3-woods, I rarely hit off of the ground. It's
Okay.
more of a, I fade my driver, 3-wood is a draw. So
Okay.
I keep a 3-wood in the bag for holes that require a draw,
Okay.
basically. Everything in my bag is a draw except the driver.
Okay.
So 3-wood's more tee shot, then I carry a 7-wood,
Okay.
and then I vary either carrying a 4-iron or like a driving 3-iron.
Okay.
So normally I would, like tournament, I'm usually carrying a 3-iron, 7-wood, 5 down, 5 through pitching wedge.
Okay.
I would not carry a 4-iron.
Okay.
So that's my standard setup. Driver, 3-wood, driving iron, 7-wood, 5-iron.
I was gonna say, so if you're playing a tournament course,
Yeah.
and you maybe didn't have a ton of knowledge going into that tournament course, what would that top end look like? So we got the driver, we got the 7-wood. We probably have the 3-wood.
3-wood and 3-iron.
Okay. So you'd have both.
Yeah. But maybe there's an opportunity to combine the 3-iron, 3-wood into something kind of in between that still gets me enough distance off the tee. And
That's kind of what I was thinking from a standpoint of, again, it's probably another, with a better player, you want to have versatility. So you want to have, on certain golf courses, I want to have this set makeup. On other golf courses, maybe I want to have this set makeup. So I'm listening to the fact that, okay, I need to have a 100-ish yard golf club. Well, I also need probably a golf club that if I'm short-sighted, I can get, if I can elevate enough.
yeah,
So if I said that, it sounds like maybe 56 might be the number. Not 56, I'm sorry. 57 might be the number. So for every degree of loft, it's usually about 2 to 3 yards. So if we're at 60 and we're 95 yards, and I need to get to 100, I need to get 5 yards. So I don't know if 58 gets it,
yeah,
but I think 57 would. Maybe it's 57 and a half. I don't know. But is that then enough loft then on the short-sighted? So I might need a situation where I might need like a 61.
right.
That maybe on certain golf courses, maybe that comes in and something else at the top end comes out.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah,
Or maybe, and then it's just figuring out, okay, seeing the golf course and going, okay, this comes out, this goes in, this comes out, this comes in. It's a shorter golf course. I'm going to have a lot of wedges. All the wedges stay in, and I take out the 3-wood, like entirely.
right.
So that just different thoughts.
Yeah, I would, just knowing my game, I would lean towards more versatility in the wedges, more options than on the top half. I mean, there may be rounds I don't hit the 3-wood at all. Again, it's unless there's trouble at a certain distance or a dogleg left, I'm hitting driver everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm thinking along the lines of Ian having his 2-iron that he hits, and that might be a case where you take 3-iron and 3-wood out.
Right.
We got to have the 7-wood. 100% agree there.
Yeah.
Got to have the driver. Probably need to have a 5-iron.
Yes.
So we got to have those 3. What are the other ones that we can be functional? So maybe it's dropping the 61 and having the 3-wood and 3-iron. Maybe it's putting a 2-iron in, taking the 3-wood and the 3-iron out, and putting a 61 in.
Yeah. Yeah, because
if it's a shorter golf course, probably we're going to need another option off the tee.
Yeah.
Well, how about a 2-iron that we might be able to turn over?
Right.
Hopefully, probably can. If the rest of your set you can turn over, I'm
Right.
sure you can do that one.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Mickelson's gone through his round. Well, even Ben Hogan back in the day, there were times where a Ben Hogan or a Mickelson might go, hey, there's no 6-iron shots here, so he takes 6-iron out. Or Ben Hogan, there's no 7-iron shots on this golf course, I take 7-iron out. So there's There's courses where
Yeah.
you got to be flexible where, oh, well, I have to have this. Okay, well, take your 10 clubs you have to have and let's put those in.
Right.
And let's figure out the other 4
Yeah.
that we need. So what I did here, this has got a little bit more loft. That's not why I did it. The main reason I did it was it's a little flatter.
Okay.
So hit a couple of those partial shots,
Okay.
and then hit a couple of those full shots.
Okay. And in all things equal, if I'm, let's say, hitting a standard shot, whatever this is, the preference, you want it to be a little lower versus higher, or is that
It's going to be personal preference there.
okay? Because I can always add loft,
Correct.
you know,
Correct.
via the release and the ball position.
Yeah, there's a lot of schools of thought here. The biggest school of thought, I would say, though, from people I've talked to, from people I've seen, is I want to kind of limit it from turning over if I can.
Yeah.
Because that will lower it. That will take off. That
Right.
will take off spin as it's hitting the green. I'd rather it come in a little softer.
Yeah.
But it's going to be up to you as far as that trajectory. And certainly if I put in something that's heavier, that trajectory is probably going to come a little lower. What golf ball were you using?
1X.
Okay. So then in that situation, I'm not worried about it's going to have enough spin. It's probably going to go a little higher than these on those shots.
Okay.
That was good there. How's this feel?
This feels good. I mean, yeah,
Try a couple full ones with this one.
length of shaft is, I mean, this feels like a short club. Is that,
Okay.
is it normal length?
It's standard length.
Okay. I think mine might be a ½ inch long. Maybe not.
Your pitching wedge or your wedge wedges?
I know my irons are 1 inch long.
Okay.
Wedges made, I don't think they're the same.
So if my irons are 1 inch long, I'm probably making my wedges that way too.
Okay.
Yeah. How's this look, ball flight wise? Everything.
Ball flight looks good. Height's
Okay.
good.
Try that. So this is back to standard. It's also, by the way, when I made that a little flatter, it might feel a little shorter too because now your hands are a little lower. So that might be part of it too. This, out of curiosity, I just want you to just hit this one, just see what this one does.
Okay.
This is a 58. This is an H grind, so a little bit different than its standard grind. It would allow you to kind of open it up a little bit if you needed to,
Okay.
but kind of similar to that M that you have in yours.
Okay.
I just wanted to see from a distance perspective where we were going to. They're consistent.
What about the rest of them?
What's that?
Where does that leave the rest of them?
I would go 57. I would go 54, 50. Leave you obviously pitch range 46.
And then potentially carry a 61 for.
Potentially, yeah. And at 57, if we get it on the golf course and we're like, and I wouldn't do the 61 quite yet.
No.
Let's do the 57, or it's going to be a 58 bent to 57. Do that. Let's see what happens. If we need to then adjust it, then we adjust it. And then if we need to add another wedge, we can always add another wedge. But I would probably.
So I just got to learn how to open it up and release it then?
Probably.
Okay.
Let's see what this one. Because this was your 60.
Yeah.
Now shaft-wise, that one was a little bit stiffer. That was an X1.
The one I just hit?
Uh-huh. Shaft-wise, I would probably go in the S4 range, which is where that Mizuno was when I handed it to you.
Okay.
Hey, the left's back.
That's crazy. Again, I don't think I'm doing anything different.
Huh? No, it's just golf club.
I mean, it's like clockwork.
That's why I have a job.
Yeah, so that, I'm fighting those lefts and I'm having to try to manipulate things to, change the swing. There's a straight one.
Yeah, but you're guarding against it now. Yeah.
No.
So let's look up here. You know what? Based on what we just did there and talking it through, let's try 58. Let's honestly try 58.
Okay.
Because those were your 60s. Again, it's cold out. It's not going like it normally would when it's 70 degrees out or 70 plus degrees out. But those were 82. These are 88. So if you tell me you can get this to, under perfect conditions, if you can get this to 95 yards, okay, well, if I can get this 6 yards farther, that's what I need.
Right.
I need 6 yards farther.
Right.
So let's start there, and then we can always modify it. If I need to bend it one strong, I'll bend it one strong. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's do that. So let's start 50, 54, 58. If I need to make some modifications, we'll make some modifications. But let's start there.
Okay.
What do you think about that? I didn't have you hit any partial shots, but hit a couple, because you're neutral anyway, hit a couple shorter shots with that thing.
Okay.
Because that grind is going to be very similar to this one. Very similar. Maybe it's got a little bit more bounce than yours does. But it gives you the option or the availability, or because of the grind, you can kind of open it up like yours if you needed to. So hit a couple, just have fun with it. I know this isn't what you typically, even if it's hitting it to here, Trevor.
All right.
But I think that weight is really going to help you on these short shots. He's gonna come back and tell me this is his favorite golf club.
That would be great. That would be great. That would be good for both of us.
You want more?
Yeah, a couple more.
Okay. This is a 58H. Like I said, it's probably got a little bit more bounce in your M. From Titleist. Bounce wise? It's effective at 8. Is this what it is?
Yeah. Do I need to hit it any higher than that? 'Cause
Probably
that's
not.
about as high as I can hit it on that length.
So you hit a super flop here? Just kidding. So this comes in both chrome and black.
Okay.
So kind of personal preference there. I would flatten the 54 and the 58. I'm going to double check your fit 46. If it's flat, then I would go fit flat in your 50 as well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it feels good. That's a golf swing.
And now I'll just double check the length too. I'd want it kind of along the same length as your irons. More or good?
I think it's good.
Okay.